Hi Year 6, so now you need to do your short burst writing, which is going to be to write the introduction for your non-chronological report. Before you do that, you're going to have to make a very important decision, and that is what your hybrid creature is going to be. Now that's not quite as terrifying as it sounds. I had a little play with some ideas yesterday, just talking to my 4-year-old and my 7-year-old, and I said, right, give me the name of 2 creatures and let's come up with a name for the hybrid creature. So they said a bee and a tiger would be a tie bee, a rabbit and a robin would be a robbit, a vulture and a kingfisher would be a king vulture. I really like that one. I wish I could have used that. But in the end, my children decided that we were going to do a snarret. Now excuse my terrible drawing, but a snarret is a hybrid of a snail and a parrot. So it's really easy to just come up with an idea, and you can be a bit silly with it if you want to, as long as the style of writing is correct. If you're still struggling at this stage, on your sheet, which is slightly different to the one that I printed out because I've updated it, there are a couple of links, one to another YouTube video and another to a website which gives you more information about the specific creatures that are in the Pandora video. So you can always base your non-chronological report on one of those if you want to. Or if you're finding it ridiculously hard, then just do it about one animal, one creature that already exists. That's absolutely fine as long as you're using the right style. So I've already written my opening sentence. If you remember when we had a look at the Tongo lizard, that opening sentence is trying to define for your audience what your creature is, and as you're writing about a creature that nobody's ever going to have heard of before, it's really important that you say straight away what they are reading about. So I've put the snarret is a rare hybrid of the common garden snail and the macaw parrot. I've tried to be quite specific, and I did end up actually with my phone next to me when I was writing this, just googling a few terms and a few ideas all the way through this process to help me, and yeah, it will be quite handy to do that if you want your writing to sound really formal, to just be able to have those reference points to pick out some of that key vocabulary from your creatures that you've made your hybrid from, to make it sound formal and informative and factual. So I think it's important as well, because people are going to think, well, where on earth did a snarret come from? How on earth did a parrot and a snail breed? So I think next I need to say that. Now I'm going to try and start with a sentence opener, a subordinate clause, and I'm going to use an ed verb. So I'm going to say created, and again this is something that you could imitate. Sentence 1 is your definition. Sentence 2 starts with an ed verb subordinate clause. Created by accident in a laboratory during a parrot breeding program. So there's my subordinate clause. We've got a verb, but it doesn't make sense on its own at the moment. Created by accident in a laboratory during a parrot breeding program. It doesn't make sense on its own because it hasn't got a subject, it's only got a verb. The snarret, so here's my main clause. The snarret, because we're talking specifically about a breed and we're using the in front of it, so we're using the definite article, the determiner the in front of it, we would start with a capital. The snarret is becoming a more common sight in the forests of Western Pandora. I was going to say West Africa, but we can be imaginative. We can base it on Pandora. Now let's put an adverbial on the beginning of my next sentence. Mainly land-based. I can hyphenate that. Comma. This unusual looking creature has the rare ability to scale surfaces with its ultra I'm going to say sticky, but I'm not sure about that, so I put some dots under it to remind me to come back to it. Foot, which is the technical word for the bottom of the snail. And then another easy sentence to magpie. Read on. To find out more about this incredible species. Okay, I'm now off to look in a thesaurus and find a better word for sticky. Now, last time I did this, someone in my class actually came back to me with a load of alternative words for, I think it was criminal, but I'm not sure, something that was on the last task. So please feel free to message me on Teams or email me if you can think of a really good alternative for sticky there, and you might even get a merit for your efforts. I will see you tomorrow for planning.